welcome back to Consider This. I'm Melisa, Idris, with me, Sharaad, Kuttan. Now, the Women, Family and Community Development Ministry has urged the Home Ministry to review the relevant laws to allow children of Malaysian women who are born overseas to obtain automatic citizenship. Currently, the federal constitution guarantees citizenship to children born overseas to Malaysian fathers, but is silent on children born overseas to Malaysian mothers. Now, helping us better understand the impact of this on Malaysian families, we have on the line Ivy Josiah, gender expert for the Malaysian Campaign for Equal Citizenship. Ivy, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for speaking with us this evening. Now, I want to talk about this campaign, which is led by the Foreign Spouses Support Group. Essentially, they want to get to the root of unequal citizenship rights for the children of Malaysian women. Now, talk to us a little bit about this issue. Help us put this into context. What is the root of the discrimination, Ivy?
What's the root? It's the patriarchy, Melissa. You see, right now, we all know that fathers are able to confer citizenship to their children when the children are born overseas. So basically, a Malaysian father could be in Germany with his German wife. As soon as his child is born, he will go to the nearest Malaysian embassy and inform them. And within 3 days to 3 weeks, it's all sorted. The child is Malaysian. You know, he'll get the papers. However, when it comes to a Malaysian mother, and if she's living in Germany, married to a German man, when she gives birth, she has to apply. See the difference here? Not inform or confirm, but apply through another provision in the Constitution, because the Constitution says only fathers can confer this. So when
isn't it also true that our Constitution guarantees gender equality, or that there can be no discrimination on the basis of gender?
Well, Article 8 does say that. We worked very hard with women's groups to bring about that change in 2001. Despite the fact that Article 8.2 does guarantee gender equality, there are other provisions. You know, there's always this. Well, the spirit is that they should guarantee equality. However, because of Article 14, which has the word father and not father and mother or father or mother or parents, one at least, we're looking at this kind of language. It allows for immigration to then start having processes that says, well, the mother is not equal. In law, by law, she's not equal. So therefore, you have to go through processes which can last, for a long time. And it could be anything from 1 to 5 years, rejections without any reasons. And of course, the root of the problem is that the notion that mothers, wives, women follow their husbands, children should take the father's nationality, which is so unrealistic now, isn't it? Because, we have choices. I may want my children to be Malaysian. I may want my children to choose at the age of 18. Or maybe I'm in a toxic marriage and I want to come back to Malaysia and I want to bring my children back to Malaysia, but not to have to go to 2 different separate lines and have to apply for social visit passes, because you have to keep getting out of the country because it's not the visa is limited for your children.
Ivy, so you mentioned processes, right? And that's important when it comes to the approval and the application of citizenship. Right. So I believe the Home Ministry has actually come out to say that they are going to be looking at the SOP for citizenship. They want to cut the processing time. They want to make the process simpler. Shouldn't that be, sufficient? Wouldn't that be enough?
Not at all. Because they've been saying this for the past 10 years. They've been announced to say, come, we will apply, we will confirm, we will make sure it's easy. But the reality on the ground is for the past 10 years, it's been very ad hoc. Yes, some people do get it in a few months, because one of my colleagues, in fact, got it just by tweeting the former Minister of Home Affairs. But the reality on the ground is that everybody has different stories.
Right. So what you want to do, Ivy, is amend the Constitution, right? How do you go about doing that with this campaign? How do you go about amending the Constitution?
Well, the good news is that there's been an overwhelming response. We even met with the Minister of Women before this forum that we had yesterday, and she has, said, yes, we will look into this and I'll work with the Cabinet. Of course, the Deputy Minister of Women also attended the forum, and the good news is that Lim Kit Siang, the MP for Iskandar Putri, just made a press statement to say that all 42 MPs from DAP will support this amendment. So now it's our work to go and talk to Amana, Bersatu, UMNO, PAS and so on. We need to get all the MPs on board, to basically get them to support the amendment. So for a start, DAP has already have made a pledge that 42 of the MPs will support this amendment.
Ivy, all this while, has it been a lack of political will or just bureaucratic inertia that has prevented changes in the way women are treated in this regard?
Both, Sharaad, both, I think. It's lack of political will, because, there was at some point, there was a draft amendment to this. And I've seen that amendment, many years ago, maybe 15 years ago. It was never, brought to Parliament. And then the bureaucratic processes, yes, because at the end of the day, standing behind that desk would be immigration officers or rather KDN, JPN, the National Registration Department officers, who may exercise discretion. The law says that the Minister of Home Affairs can exercise his discretion. Well, he can also exercise his discretion by saying, let's have the same procedure as men. Okay, if we don't want to wait for this, the amendment to the Constitution may take some time, but basically, he can give out instructions, make a policy decision to say, no more Form B, everything is the same. Just change the policy, same procedure as the fathers. Because the fathers do not apply, but inform and go through a process where they confirm the citizenship of the children.
We have a new government in Putrajaya. Do you have a timeline for them? Does the campaign have a timeline for them to deliver on this particular issue?
I've learned a long time ago, in my activism over the 30 years, we don't give deadlines. We just keep saying, when they give them a deadline and say for timeline, so what are we supposed to say? If we do not, we will do what? I think we will definitely make it into a gender issue, an equality issue, an elections issue, because we're going to send it back, send it to the Pakatan Harapan, government to say this is also in your manifesto. I believe in persuasion. I believe that there is definitely more openness, because I think I've never seen, 42 MPs come forward to say, yes, we will, we'll make a commitment to this. But we want all parties to come forward. And I'm already getting, encouraging messages from other MPs. But now we have to make sure that it's visibilized, right? And they have to come out and say it. And of course, somebody has to draft that amendment, bring it to the cabinet, or rather, the cabinet have to give instructions to the Attorney General's Chamber's office to say draft. So I'm optimistic, but no timeline. Of course, between you and me, I want to see it in my lifetime. So by the end of 2020, I want 2020.
Very quickly, Ivy, do we have a champion for this bill? Do you have a champion from perhaps the Women's Ministry or the Home Ministry?
Oh, definitely both the ministers and deputy ministers are champions, and so are the many MPs. So now we've got DAP, we've got some UMNO MPs, but, they were in government at some point, and they were quite sympathetic, of course.
All right.
And so we have to basically, Hishamuddin Hussein On was the one who once tweeted to say, of course, these children should be given a dual citizenship. So yes, I think we do have allies, and of course we've got quite a number of good officers in government who all see the practicality, and it's really simple: men, mothers equal fathers, right? And we have a big group of mothers. After once this forum went public, and there was been tremendous media, media awareness about this over the past, just today itself. Many women have called to say, "I'm a grandmother. I have a child, in Thailand." Many women have come forward to say, "We didn't realize there were so many of us." So I think the voices of the mothers, I am really, have my faith in the voices of these mothers, the families. It's not just the mothers, but the families who will speak up.
All right.
So, yeah. So
okay.
I'm
all
optimistic.
the best with that, Ivy. Thank you so much for joining us tonight and sharing your insights. We'll be back with more on Consider This. Stay tuned. Bye.